Greetings, blessings, and salutations once again. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and it's Saturday afternoon. It's time for a little fellowship, but we'll start with Talcott time, so to say. Um, Welcome, brothers and sisters, to those who join today. The thumbnail was something I'd shared previously, and thank you again to to the support that you in the background who keep me going, and the credit for these thumbnails is not mine, but the words were about time is our most valuable precious commodity. Once you're out of time, you're gone. You really are. So how do you spend your time? Do you pay attention to how you spend your time? Do you resent yourself for how your time has been spent? Do you resent others for how your time has been spent? How much time do you spend considering the future or considering your progress in your adventure? See, the idea of progress came from something I was reminded of earlier. In your adventure. Oh, excuse me. See, the idea of progress. Something I was reminded of earlier. What's obvious and logical? The enemy of achievement is comfort, right? Is complacency. And so comfort, convenience, and complacency have created the illusions of those things, have created this bizarre economic and government structure where nothing really makes sense, but everyone thinks they know everything. If that makes sense to you, you know what I'm saying. Comfort, convenience, and complacency. As I was thinking about those do impede progress, right? Because good enough, dude, that'll keep you from seeing better. But comfort, convenience, and complacency create apathy. Oh, and I wanted to look up, make sure I was using these right. Complacency, a feeling of uncritical satisfaction with oneself, right? Whereas it's good enough, it's okay. Well, that creates apathy, which is like no interest in really better. And so, oh, praise God, there's the perfect question. Kind of waiting for the camps, to be honest. Any suggestions to change my outlook? Praise God. I can see the signs that in the future, a possibility is the camps, because of the complacency and the apathy of everyone in everyone we're surrounded by. It's like insanity, dude. So every day is a day not to judge results, but to check in for progress, right? Because we're not done until we're done. And I tell you what, brothers and sisters, after learning what I've learned over the past few years, I realized I haven't started. But every day, my brothers and sisters, every day I awaken renewed, refreshed, restored. I regroup. I refocus. And then I discover I discover all the newness that each day can bring. I don't know what's going on, honestly, brothers and sisters. This is a good question. NJ, about storing seeds. The trippy thing about my life, my mother and stepfather were on this path. Shit, how old am I? Well, 45 years ago. Organic and natural. I was a vegan as a child. And here I am again, real. This time I understand the spiritual focus and the mindset of preparedness. NJ, myself personally, no, I have not been focusing a lot of time and energy in that direction. I'm all in for success, and that'll be a different adventure. We got a guest here. Holy cows, what a treat. Welcome, my brother. Jack's daddy. Fuck over here. How you doing today, brother? Are you there? Okay. As I understood, maybe he's traveling today. So anyway, hey, some other thoughts I was thinking about. Oh, hey, looks like maybe trying again. Are we there? Did we connect on this timeline?
All praise God of all media.
All are eligible and free to do as they feel. Welcome for joining. Are you traveling, brother? Is that what I understood?
Yes, Mr. Talcott.
You sound like you're like in deep space, real distant.
An Elon convertible. It looks so fake. That's how you know it's real. I'll send you a video. I'm floating, right below the Van Allen radiation. Quite a few up here, Talcott. Turns out the Earth is like a combination of a flat sandbox and a complete round ball. So everyone's right and wrong at the same
time. I'd actually believe that, but you do sound like you're in the stratosphere, speaking from outer space, or like in the Poltergeist, speaking from like the other dimension. Watch out for the light.
I pass through a membrane like Stranger Things. I'm like that creature in Stranger Things. I'm in some other realm, and I'm reaching out to you, trying to pull you back, trying to bring you back home.
I don't want to go home.
It's your time, Jack.
No. Hey, serious, your audio sucks though. I don't know what we can do. Check back in a bit, would you? Here, I'll do this. I like feeling more important. Especially if I'm the only one who's got the audio going at the moment. So back to these ideas of progress, right? What limits our progress is our good enough, our comfort zone. And so the enemies of progress and discipline both are comfort and convenience and complacency. Right? If we want to change ourselves, we need to first visualize in our minds and our hearts what we want to manifest or bring into our experience. What do we want to experience ourselves doing or being or whatever, feeling? And once you set that goal, that intention with your mind and heart, you set your spirit, your energy, your focus that this is what I want with clarity. Well, then you know your direction. And you don't necessarily need to know all of the steps of the path to achieve what you believe you can do. You just need to believe that you can do what your heart is leading you to try. What I found for myself is my heart is big, man. It's always been pretty, well, I think we're all that way. To varying degrees, we're all the same. We all got this care. We've got a desire to help others. We do want others to succeed. We love being a part of that. And we all want safety and comfort. We all want those who we care about to know they're special. We've all got these same similar traits, which some pretty brilliant propagandists and government officials and advertising officials, man, they've been using all of this knowledge, this similarity of humanity. They, whoever they are. The enemy of success is our own limit, our own limitations. The world and others, they can bring us challenges, they can bring us obstacles, but you're not defeated until you defeat yourself. You allow yourself to be beaten or defeated or whatever. It's really easy to feel small. But we're here to grow, and we're here to flourish, and we're here to learn. And we're here by learning, that means we're going to make some mistakes. And so if we can learn from our past mistakes, we can forgive ourselves, we can forgive others for their mistakes, then we can allow the learning to grow. And if we just kind of break down words, what is an enemy? We've got a lot of enemies in this world. Our taxpayers are paying to pay citizens to be soldiers and to become enemies of other enemies. And so, what's an enemy? An enemy is the adversary. It's the opposer. An adversary, an opposer, that presents a challenge, okay? Not necessarily a conflict, but definitely a challenge, one who is an opposition to you. So what is a challenge? Simply a test. What are tests for? Tests are for lessons, for learning, for developing. Often tests bring rewards. So every enemy is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to overcome the conflicts, the disagreements, to understand the value of that which has been brought into your life. Because what I'm saying here applies on an individual basis, right? When we find these enemies of our health, of our growth, of our happiness, of our whatever, when we find those enemies, my enemy was, by appearance, booze, right? By appearance, it was alcoholism. Alcoholism is what made me whatever. But the enemy of me was my beliefs. It's who I thought I was. It's who I thought the world was. So what I'm trying to point out here is bring Abraham Lincoln's old quote in there again, is when I make an enemy a friend, Do I not eliminate that enemy? Well, often in our lives, each of us, we are our own greatest problem. We become the enemy of our own happiness, right? If you find yourself alone and miserable, guess what? You are to blame, not the world. Nobody else is to blame for you being miserable when you're sitting all by yourself. As I speak, my mind is constantly looking for objections, exceptions, because I want to make sure I'm truthful. So I suppose there are exceptions to everything I say. I don't know. Brothers and sisters, I did pin the link to join in the chat. All are welcome to do so. Otherwise, as far as I can tell, this is simply like my public daily diary of some sorts. Sharing the life and growth of Jack Talcott, some of my recent inspirations and such. Because I was just reflecting before coming downstairs to do this. The adventures I've had since I was online yesterday. I mean, praise God. This life is such an interesting adventure. I went downtown, met a couple of homeless people, and had some nice conversations with them, explored the nightlife. I paid a little bit of, I think I ended up on Fight Club last night, too. I ended up online last night, too, I think, and then paid attention to a little bit of stuff online. But there's also like wildfires here close to me. 20 town like 20 miles away. Apparently they're evacuating people and stuff, and so the smoke was heavy enough last night, woke me up. The windows are open and the house is filled with smoke. It's like, this life, man, you never know when it's going to change, when it's going to end. And so my mind earlier today was, of course, going to those people, those families, wondering what may be done. Their lives like that. The people in Hawaii, I'm seeing some of the destruction there too. Some bizarre stories and bizarre happenings going on in our world right now, brothers and sisters, and every one of those families, the people whose safety and comfort, livelihood, entire life's collection of memories was sitting there, and poof. And I mean, these are just recent examples of how this life works. Yeah. Hey, there is a lot of bizarre things going on, and man is a great part of that, of the bizarreness, and all of the answers are available. It's up to us. And this is what I'm saying, brothers and sisters. It's time for the public, the communities to come together, and let's find a way to use our resources, our connections, to confront and get control of what the hell is going on in this world. I believe a good point is through the American government. But hey, progress happens every day, right? And every day there's new things happening. There's as I understand, there's studies in science that show the patterns of ideas. Similar new ideas, new inventions will be documented to be received here in the world and here in the world and here in the world, all relatively around the same time, real close. And so I trust I'm not the only one with these ideas of trying to go through the government. I trust I'm not the only one who's suggesting, hey, brothers and sisters, let's create a better world together. Let's start it today, right? Right now. I was thinking about that too. What if we all, I mean, it's seriously, this is what I did. This is what I did. I didn't realize it was as simple as this, or that I would be challenged like I would, or that it would end up like this feeling. I took a day and I looked at myself in the mirror. I said, Jack, it's time to change. Then I looked at my life for what can I change? What can I change today? What can be changed tomorrow? What can I change within? And we can always change our perspectives, brothers and sisters. We can do that. We can always change our beliefs, change our opinions. We can change who we believe we are any day that we want. And as long as we are honest and create the evidence to prove our words true, I truly believe that's how we're supposed to live. To put this into an example that will hopefully make a little bit of sense. The way we live is based upon the energies within us, right? Our thought patterns and our emotions are going to create our beliefs. Those beliefs repeated become our behaviors, our personalities. But those are not permanent. Okay? We can change who we are and our behavior with a choice. In an instant, a choice happens. But excuses can delay choices, right? Excuses can help us stay comfortable with the way things were. It's convenient, I just do the same. It's just this time. And then the complacency, and then the apathy. And I'm telling you what, brothers and sisters, I watch the news. Okay. I don't believe I see through the presentations to see the humans being affected. We have a lot of deception in our world right now, brothers and sisters, and I don't know what may exactly be done with that. I have my own ideas, but so far, and I can understand it, so far in being in a world of corruption and enabled corruption, being in a world of enabled corruption where confusion and conflicts, that's entertainment. I recognize there might be trouble. I might have challenges getting people to understand. But I certainly didn't expect things to go the way they have, at least not for me, from my perspective. Because here, I'm going to say this, and this is going on a limb, but I'm happy to explain and debate this. Because actually, you know what? I've shared this before. I believe I am being used as a messenger and as an example. That's what a coach or a teacher does, right? That's how they come forth, is from the life lesson. So that's who I am. Hoping to help other people avoid some of the stupidity and the dumb things that I did. So I openly, guys, I set the goal for myself to become a man more like Jesus, right? A gentle man, a kind man, a man of peace and honesty and compassion and love. And I truly feel there's more comparisons of me to Jesus than the guy that everyone's been treating me like, man. It's like, whoa, dude, you guys are crazy. I got memories of the way people have been, the way people have been responding to me. Because, see, reactions, I understand. Reactions are without thought, and it just happens, right? But when it goes over period and periods of time, and it's just, how long do people go without thinking? How long do people go without realizing? I don't know what others need to realize. And personally, I don't like trying to spend time assuming unless or until such time as someone wants my help. And if anyone does want any honest reflection so you can better understand you, I am available and easily reached. If you're not comfortable doing it here on on public, the link tree in the description of the video has many ways of reaching me. And brothers and sisters, God, Paul, I know how crazy it can sound, but you know what? Allow me to be right, but show me. Don't just accuse me of being wrong. Let's discuss and develop and evaluate what is true. Well, it would require someone to actually join first. So you guys are so funny, man. You guys are so funny. I know. Don't judge me. This, you see it. I'm Paul and Jack making up. This is like dysfunctional. I don't know. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. Sterling Ray. I don't know what you're trying to say by Jesus was homeless, unless, of course, you're trying to create a distinction against me. But number one for you, if you believe that Jesus was homeless, well, maybe you don't believe in Jesus. I was going to ask if you do listen to the homeless. here's the other, okay, I'm not claiming to be God-like. I am not claiming to be perfection. I am claiming to be just like everybody else, with the exception of, well, since I don't know others well enough to identify clearly an exception, I know what stands me apart from most others I have met is my humility to the truth and my commitment to being accurate and honest with the words that come from me. So, well, you know, you guys are hilarious. Talcott clip collection. See, you want to argue against me as well. I know you want me to be like the character that you've presented me as. I know you want me to be presented as a homicidal fool and someone who's just a joke. Um, Jesus was technically homeless. Yes. I think you know what you have to do if you want the perfect simulation. I don't have to prove anything. I'm offering my words and facts for you to consider because truth is true. And I mean, you could say that I am currently technically homeless. I own no home. Matter of fact, I hate to say it, but I am kind of an example of the global agenda. I own nothing and I am perfectly happy. I am so happy. And see, I am, guys, the role of Jesus was a perfectly honest man who praised God, loved God, all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, all your body. You love God. And then you love each other very easily from there. So, brothers and sisters, similarly, and actually, I am openly saying I have followed, my understandings of the Bible and the stories and teachings of Jesus. So I'm saying I found my way and understandings to discover that he was teaching that like 2,000 years ago. And when I understood what he was saying, it's like, yeah, duh, this is just like stupid. Why not? I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense is what he said. Love. Love. When you don't love, when you don't appreciate, when you don't respect, when you don't honor, you're doing that to yourself. Hey, welcome, Jubilee. How are you, my friend?
I just realized I have to play in another tab. 1 moment.
Hey, no worries. Thank you for catching that. You guys are so funny.
Oh, I wanted to share because I saw the Talcott clips, the channel, and they have you as the Big Lebowski. Which recently at a picnic, Starbucks reunion, one of my friends mentioned that in the Matrix, the ID on it shows the expiry date September 11th, 2001. And I was looking that up, and they also mentioned that September 11th is put on Big Lebowski. And so I didn't rewatch all of the Big Lebowski, but I rewatched just that portion where he writes the check. And it's not that big of a conspiracy, except that in the background is also them talking about the Kuwait War, is George Bush Sr. talking about the Kuwait War, which is interesting. So, I mean, you know me. I think God's speaking to us, and I think you're more on my team and with me than most of the other ones. The fact you're still in your home, the fact that
hey, Jubilee, please, thank you. You know what? I'm getting mocked because of my life condition and because I've been honest about my situation. It is a miracle that, yes, it's a miracle, in my opinion, that despite my best efforts, I have not achieved any external successes. That might be dishonest, but for the majority, I've not made, okay? So it blows my mind that that has happened. But at the same time, how in the hell has it happened that I've been allowed to have comfort and safety joy, even without the security of money or anything else. It's a blessing. What did you bring up?
I brought up the clip from The Big Lebowski.
Lost my train of thought here. But, hell. I done introduced him enough.
With them all for collective action. This will not stand. This will not stand, this aggression against Kuwait.
That's literally the whole clip that I had recorded. It was just the weirdness of the Kuwait, just so people could see what I was saying, because my brain doesn't necessarily explain as well as the video.
Well, thank you for that video, because that obviously does help more. Do you remember what year Lebowski was? What year that came out?
Mid-90s, but I can look it up one second.
Flo, how you doing today, brother? Good to see you too.
I'm doing good, man. It's hot out here.
Sorry to interrupt. March 6th, 1998. No,
98.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see those paintings in the background of the Lebowskis, but
Oh, that's right. Here, I'm going to bring you up. Hold on.
Love it. Though, did you come up to show the paintings, or were you already right there when I came up to?
No, I was coming up anyways, and then
I love it.
There we go. Yeah.
Thanks, man. That's funny. You know, actually, I'm kind of glad you brought that up. That's part of the craziness of my life, is that it's convinced me that our lives are kind of like these movies. We're all just characters in this crazy drama, entertainment, romance, tragedy. Humans are fucking nuts. I'll say that clearly. Oh my goodness gracious. Can you honestly believe that is true, NJ? You honestly believe that I mock Jesus and Paul does not? You truly believe Paul embodies the Christ as he claims?
Does Paul claim to embody the Christ? I've just never heard those words come out directly from his mouth, and I have heard him say a lot of things, but
he said it many different ways. He also claims to be an example of the Tao, which he is not. He's an egomaniac.
Do you want me to share another cool thing that has nothing to do with Big Lebowski, but came up at the same time?
Sure, please, Julie.
The Matrix, because I rewatched The Matrix because the September 11th, and it does say 2001. But you know my whole 2023 that was going on, and I've made 3 videos. One was the Lucky Girls versus Mean Girls. One was one called February 19th, and then one was Titanic, Olympics, and 9/11. And February 19th is the day that Kyle Cease was Me Too'd. It's the day that Tim Ballard and Kyle Cease posted an interview together 3 years later. And it's the day that Tim Ballard actually did it. They owe you our first operation as well, which he said in July, but was recorded in March. The beginning of The Matrix, which I can bring up, we can show it, but it'll take a moment to bring up, is literally the opening of The Matrix. And then it says February 19th is the first date that comes up. And anyway, weirdness. I don't know what the God is trying to point us to, but sure is pointing that we're interconnected and there's something guiding our path.
There is. You know, and we each of us, we get our own signs. We get our own revealings. But one of the things I started really challenging myself is to try to notice, what am I ignoring? What am I not doing? What am I not noticing? Because by paying attention to what I'm not doing, well, then that, number one, it's reminding me, check into what I am doing, and is what I'm doing in line with what I want? Because when I don't want to waste my time, I've found myself doing that quite a bit. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know. Flo, were you going to say something, brother? Or did you have something else, Jubilee? Either way.
I did bring up the Matrix clip if you want to show that, just so people know what I'm talking about. In case someone else sees something different than February 19th. I don't know.
Flo, you're muted, brother. Couldn't hear you. Hold on. Now you're... Here, I'm going to bring this up.
Yeah. Is everything in place?
That was it, right?
Yeah, just the February 19th. Cypher and Trinity on the phone.
Interesting.
Also, I found out because I was looking at my yearbook that the toonie in Canada, we have a $2 coin. And I was like, what? It came out when I was in grade 10. I was like, I remember being much younger. I must be thinking of the $1 coin. Anyway, it also came out February 19th, 1996. And right after I found that out, I went and picked up some stuff, and a toonie fell out of my pocket, and it was a 1996 one. I was like, oh, this is one of the first toonies. How interesting.
I knew there was loonies. I didn't know there was toonies. I got a super berry kombucha. Sorry. Hey,
What about now?
well, that's much better. Yes.
Good. Kombucha is disgusting.
Anyway.
I love kombucha, but I do notice, does it not have alcohol in it? Like, I know people who can't have who are alcoholics who can't have a chocolate with alcohol in it, but they drink kombucha.
It's fermented but non-alcoholic, I believe.
Yes, there may be trace amounts of alcohol. And when I first got sober, my sponsor, he said, "Oh, don't even." But
But here you are drinking up all the kombucha in the city.
no, dude. No, the habit is not, a tiny bit of booze. It's not the substance that's the problem. It's the thought patterns and beliefs. But kombucha, fermented foods apparently really have a lot of good stuff for our bio, for our bodies. So sauerkraut, kimchi, I usually have a swig of apple cider vinegar most days, and kombucha.
You ever eat prosciutto? Or you're vegetarian, aren't you?
Vegan now,
Or
yeah.
vegan? I really like what is it? What did I just say? It's like the Italian style of ham, but it's not cooked. It's just cured. Prosciutto, right. Stuff's real good.
Yes. That was one of my favorites. Hey, so let's come back into the topic. Progress regarding the state of the world. Obviously, it is in a progress. Do you think it's destruction? Is it going to be chaos? Is it going to be the government camps? What do you guys think?
Is there context to the question that I missed? Like,
probably. I'm just actually bringing the world into the word of progress. Earlier in the lines of progress, what I was talking about on the individual and actually the collective level is how the enemy of progress is comfort, convenience, and complacency. And what does our government provide us? Comfort, convenience, complacency.
yeah, I mean, I think we're in a period of regression.
I do believe I heard this term earlier elsewhere, And I believe we are here to bring forth the new world. And the new world will come forth through our new ways of thinking, our new ways of living together, through the innovations and the technologies we share. The new world is not going to be that new world order of oppression and, you got to have technology in your body to buy and sell. We can change this. Hey, this is a good question.
How long will it take to end the war in Ukraine?
When the people demand the end of war, war will end. When the people demand the end of war, wars will end.
I mean, they can't send us to war against each other when it's for the profit and power of a select few, even though they've been doing it for millennia. While they control the media and while they control the narrative, once we see that we're intimately connected, we're not going to let our money and our planet be destroyed for war. And it's...
So the interesting thing about fighting or conflict is that it only takes one party to decide that you want conflict, whereas peace takes everybody involved agreeing to it. So just from the mechanics of that, I don't think that we'll ever be war-free.
What about the bystanders? What responsibility are they? I hold the bystanders in with responsibility as well. Matter of fact, here, I used to wonder a long time ago, thinking about the story of Jesus, him carrying the cross for that path, all of those fucking people stand around just letting it happen. Whether he was a stranger or not, especially those who knew of him, how did they allow that to happen?
Well,
the
answer is they're left with the decision between martyring themselves on principle or letting it happen. And I think for most people, Jesus is dead at that point either way.
Right.
So would you throw your life away for a principle or expect that of somebody? I wouldn't.
I have. I have thrown my life away for principles.
I mean, you haven't literally been crucified to death yet.
No.
Though,
no. Amen.
Knock on wood.
Well, honestly, Flo, my path has a lot of similarities. Mine has been mostly painless, right? I didn't get hung to a cross or persecuted any sort of stretch like that. But I did face misrepresentation, interrogation, punishments, termination. And today I have more similarities in my thought patterns of today. I have more similarities to that of Jesus than I do of the old Jack. Okay.
I don't know how you would know that for sure.
Well, because when I'm not online, most of my time is spent with God in my mind, thanking, praising, thinking about, humbling myself, wondering about, hoping for. God is constantly in my mind, and in the back of my mind is constantly how good I've got it compared to the news I saw today. More civil unrest, more murders, more people.
You should stop watching the news.
I want to change the news. I want to affect the news, brother.
There was actually a really good Chosen scene. I think he's talking to Matthew where he's like, can your anxiety change the outcome? Knowing about the stuff on the war, right? Does it change it?
Yeah.
And no, it does not. Not unless you can actually impact it. And I don't know about you, but I know enough of the shit that's going wrong in the world. I don't need to know any more until we're actually moving towards fixing it.
And we know that bad news sells more than good news, right? And that the news is fake. So I just have to wonder how much is, because my day-to-day life is nothing compared to the day-to-day newspaper and how it describes the world. So I sort of wonder how much of this is contrived because it sells, or because people are easy to manipulate when they're fearful.
Brother, I understand that. My concern with that view is it numbs us. When we believe it's all fake and we believe it's all a lie, then we start
I don't believe all of
thinking that
it
it matters.
Yeah, no, I wasn't making that.
I'm not saying you are. Yeah, I'm not saying that at all.
And I don't know that. So what's the problem with being numb, though? Because I mean, it implies that if we're not numb, we will do something about it, and I don't know that that's a correct alternative.
You could be correct. What I found for myself, though, is when I started caring about myself more, I started caring more about what I saw around me. And then my mind opened beyond me. And remember, in 2018, I already had the balls and the idea to think that I could help improve the post office. So I was already thinking about, how can we improve America? And as far as the news making profits from the fear, it is true, but this is the obvious sign, the obvious insanity. Our minds, our thought patterns create our emotions, and those things together create our actions, right? Our beliefs. Everything is formed by the world around us. But because of division, people have believed in money. Mm-hmm. And the best way to keep people believing in money is to keep them distracted and entertained, and put a lot of fear in there. Holy shit, people will start worrying. They're not thinking about what they can do. This world is nuts, man.
But when people get money, when people get enough money, like they win the lottery or something, they don't realign their priorities to higher goal aims. In fact, the opposite happens. They sort of deteriorate. And I don't disagree with what it says to me is, if I interpret what you're saying, what I hear is that money keeps you in your lower chakra, your focus, because it's a survival tool, right?
Yes,
but getting rid of money doesn't elevate people out of the survival state.
I think with the lottery, I had this insight a few months ago. The lottery ruins people's lives because it actually instantly overnight destroys all of your one-on-one connections. Most of them, right? Because now all of a sudden you have money and they're expecting you to buy them something, pay them something. It changes your relationship overnight with each and every one of your connections.
And you can't make new ones.
Right.
Without, yeah. Agree.
Because it has to break them, but that change in the dynamic overnight and not being able to say no and also not being able to say yes. Anyway, it was that insight. I'm going to take off. I just wanted to come up and share the stuff about Big Lebowski and say hi to Jack. And it was nice meeting you, although I didn't get your name.
Taylor.
Nice to meet you, Taylor. I'm Jubilee.
Nice to meet you too.
All right. Bye. Take care.
Jubilee, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it.
I did, however, stream it for a few minutes on my channel. If I just leave, does it stop doing that?
No, it doesn't. It'll stop when he stops it, or
okay.
when you end it.
Good to know. All right. Thanks, guys.
It's up to you. God bless. Have a good one. And with her departure, now we have another guest. Welcome, Tommy. How you doing today, brother?
I have had a series of epiphanies, Jack, and you are one of them. I had to rush here to talk to you before I forgot it. But you're gonna have to go against your good nature for the betterment of the community. Because yesterday I was on Mr. Unslaved's channel. I was giving him a lot of shit about how Tau stock went down and how, like, oh, your friends planning a thing, being buddies, eating edibles together. As soon as money comes in, oh, no contract. So the only way we can push responsibility, and I know it's against your better judgment to push for your half of that, but to stand on responsibility and to be representative to the community. I think you should stand on it, and I think we should all support you on it. Hashtag pay Jack.
Hey,
Hashtag Jack's half. Because
Tom,
rarely, Jack, do I have people follow me to so many afterward panels and be like, Tom, you were on point today. You were nailing it in the Unslavia. And that's why they were following me.
Was that your point? Was that the point you were making yesterday?
I made a lot of points yesterday. I've been on a roll this week. It comes with some of the
Tom, let me reply to what you offered. I appreciate that. I don't know that I've caught what you did, but I've seen enough of you to trust that you were probably pretty accurate. So thank you, Tommy. But there was no actual offered agreement.
Right.
As far as I remember. Well, he's been clear that he and I are not friends. He's been clear that he's been clear that we're separated. And I saw that.
But you said it all gay. We're separated.
Hey, that we are not yoked. He's very adamant about that. So
all right, so this is the trap he's in, and I don't want you to find yourself in this trap. Because when it's convenient to put the event together and get the money rolling in for it, yeah, you're boys, you're chummy, you're just shooting the shit, eating edibles, having a good old time, putting your phone number on the internet and shit. But as soon as the cost comes to split it between two friends, oh no contract, bro, no contract. Jack can kick rocks, and then he's gonna make fun of you for you confided in him that you might be pressed for a little bit of fiat. And then that mofo wants to say he's the one in this community holding people accountable. Nah, that's my line, son.
Right. It's hilarious, isn't it? So here, this was an opportunity, okay? And Paul, you're so fucking arrogant. It's hilarious. He's
passing it off like,
let me have a minute, Tom. Hey, Tom, let me have a minute.
All right. I'm just spelling them out for you.
You're interrupting me, dude.
Well, I found with you, Z, London Man, you guys aren't catching up with me on what my living with apes has shown me over the past year.
Hold on, please, just for a little bit.
Go ahead, it's your show.
Respect my purpose, okay?
Respecting.
All right. So, Paul, this is absolutely hilarious. Don't do any more events with me. You're a liability. I don't need you. I'm paying him nothing.
Victor.
I know. Well, hey, but then Paul admits it. Choose greed. That is what Paul does. He promotes and glorifies greed. And the only way to have greed is through oppression. And he's constantly bragging about
voluntary contributions.
The Tao says, stab your brother in the back, take his money.
And this is hilarious. Gorilla Gems. Jack, you stole ideas and said too slow, kid. That is a twisted narrative. That is, hold on. This Gorilla Gems, you're such a numb enabler glorifying this arrogant fucking chump kid.
No, Gorilla Gems, what happened to there's nothing new under the sun when you say stolen idea?
Man. This is hilarious, man. Hey, Talcott clip collection. If I participated in an event someone I knew came up with as an idea themselves, why would I expect anything from that? If your name was in it, and
Talcott clip.
I mean, look who's asking this too.
Look at your name. Look at your channel. Like the Talcott Clips channel is saying, why is Tau stock based? Like, why should Jack have any benefit from Tau stock? Because he's the fucking poster boy. He was the person everyone was calling and asking questions.
Hey, I want to wonder, is this slander when an infidel, arrogant manipulator like Paul accuses me of stealing, is that not slander?
So, Paul, it's fine if you wouldn't do business with him. So why did you buddy up to him to pull some fiat?
Right.
That's equally dishonor
he's
able.
a grifter.
Because nobody would go to Paul stock.
See,
I know.
He's finally in enough of a loop. Like, this is what I've always been able to do. But anything he says, there is a contradiction to it that catches him up.
Amen. And here, let's not get distracted. This is what money does. Okay. I really don't give a shit about the money.
And that's how you're failing the able words that we're trying to represent.
Tom, rather than immediately judge me as a failure, fucking hear me out.
I didn't call you a failure. I'm saying you're entitled to half of that lemonade stand. You squeezed lemons. You handed out drinks.
I'm sorry to do that, but I'm trying to get a point out. Okay? Yeah, Paul, you're so fucking selfish. You couldn't even offer a thank you, Jack. You know, no genuine gratitude, not even a little respect. The next day, immediate back to fucking slander, backbiting, being a little bitch, gossiping, whining, complaining, sitting on your couch. So
I went back and I kind of, because I don't watch Paul's channel, but I did after this topic came up. I went back and watched, or I scanned through like the first of like several live streams about it. So I haven't watched nearly all the content promoting or whatever Talcott Fest. And from what I've seen, though, I have not seen any explicit agreement to give you money, but definitely it was being spoken of in a deceptive way, saying things like they're paying us to get hot, right? Like, so it's indirect dishonesty. It was dishonest. He
pretended we were doing it together, but Paul lives in a pretend world where his character, he makes excuses for his behavior, calling it a character. Yep. Here, Paul, what you do, you make excuses for your behavior, calling it a character. And then there's no real person accepting responsibility for what you're doing or saying, Paul.
So what responsibility do I have to take for a non-event that I purposely made to show that you were all backbiting scum?
Is that was the intent of you doing that?
Of course. Do you think that I needed to attend and promote you to
Goodbye, Paul. He's banned. He's back to being banned.
We could let him back because he's really spinning into he's like doubling down on the lies. It'd be interesting to hear.
You know what? Actually, God bless. You know what?
Praise God.
Please forgive me, Paul. I blocked you too soon. Should you want to return and publicly air your ignorance, please return, Paul. So I've got record of your foolishness. More record of your foolishness, like I need any more. The only one who needs to see your foolishness, Paul, is you.
Wonder who's driving that car. Probably his girlfriend, non-girlfriend.
Sure. Play your narrative.
Right. So I'm pretty sure I'd like somebody to go back and look for it. In between doing these events, I usually make offhanded comments to put myself on record and everyone else as to what I'm doing. I'm almost positive that I said I'm going to do an event, non-event. I'm going to show you how once people see that something's coming in, they all start trying to divvy it up and backbite on me. Pretty sure that I said that before I ever did it. Then I started an event, non-event.
Tell you
and I
what,
watched
Paul.
everyone get triggered
Hey, Paul.
and
Go get that evidence, or get one of your lackeys to bring that evidence forth, because
I mean, if
I'm
we could have a
pretty
timestamp,
sure that was
would help
said
resolve it.
after. What's that?
If we could have a timestamp, that would help resolve it. And also,
What
isn't that
exactly
something?
is the claim?
Well, here,
That
Paul,
I'll
you're the
eat Jack
one.
Talcott in order to make a living for the last year and a half?
No, hey, Paul. What the case is, right? This bullshit event, non-event you played where you took advantage of me and my kindness once again is just another example of your ignorance, selfishness. You don't have to give anything away, Paul. No one's telling you what to do, Big Bad Daddy. I have told you repeatedly that the only thing I asked from you was that you change how you fucking dialogue with me. You've been so unreasonable, so focused on your own damn self, your own damn beliefs. You've been impossible to deal with. So money aside, who cares? You seem clear that you have no intention of changing or even understanding. You just want to be right. I don't want you. I don't want someone like that. I'd love to meet the Paul Laporta. I've been dealing with Paul Unslaved, and he's quite an arrogant prick in my experience.
You want to meet his dad?
I've met the arrogant dad too, but
No,
no, I've met both. I've met both versions of both men.
Well, my claim, I know that you asked. I don't think Jack answered the question that you asked. What my claim was, I can't speak for Jack, is that even though from what I saw, which isn't everything for sure, but from what I saw, you never explicitly agreed to split it with him, but you did talk about it in a way that implied. So there's heavy implication, but no explicit agreement from about, a third, probably a third of the material about it that I've seen. Maybe less.
Right. And again,
is that accurate?
Contract to the law is expressed. A contract to the law is expressed, not implied, and I'm pretty sure that Jack went into it saying he wasn't doing any of this for money. He just wanted to be part of the experience. I wouldn't have done it if I had to split it with him. Why would I do that?
Right. Well, it was intentional duplicity. It was intentional duplicity, is what it was. You balance that line. You create these loopholes, and you make sure that you can't be held accountable.
That's the character that you can't understand. When I say, hey, they're paying us to do X.
Hey, Paul, calm down. You're breaking up, so I'm either going to remove you or I don't know. Can you calm down? Maybe if you switch the video off or something.
Right. Yeah, try it with the camera off. We lost you for that whole thing.
But here's the thing too, is it's, I don't know, it's still pretty
It's pretty bad.
I mean, see,
yeah,
it never stops. I'm trying to have a conversation, and there's something that makes it challenging.
Yeah,
but here, I don't want to complain. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Flo.
I was. Fuck. What was I gonna say? I don't know. Anyways, well, you can't. I know you. Everybody knows that you've been trying to have a conversation. He doesn't want to have one. But that wasn't what I was gonna say. Anyways, but I did lose what I was gonna say. Oh, contract law. Right. Paul is right that contracts are explicit, but the nature of the relationship in which you enforce a contract is different than what was being portrayed leading up to the event. It was portrayed as a friendship.
Are we not willing to look at the fact that the only reason this is being even discussed months later is because Jack has no regular source of value? I encouraged him to do a broadcast and gave him an audience. Why won't he do his own event?
Paul, stop this narrative bullshit.
And there's a lot of ways around that, right? So
well,
even if
hold on. I'm sorry. Went from one answer to fucking attacking me and taking ownership of whatever. Paul, God damn it. Here's what you don't understand. Okay. You just gave I don't remember what you started saying, but you started giving some false narrative of why I participated with it. You're so ignorant, and you've not actually stopped to look from my perspective just for a minute. Why do you think I did play along? Obviously, it was not the belief that I was going to receive fiat currency. So why do you think I did, Paul?
I guess I was giving you more credit. I thought you just wanted to be there and take some edibles with me and have an interesting night and conversation. The same thing I wanted.
Thinking that might be a step towards.
Right. So you're using me again, and you're even admitting it. Thank you. That's why I won't do business with you. Goodbye.
No, Paul, you're missing the fucking point again. I
don't
thought,
want to be in the room taking edibles with someone trying to get somewhere with me. I don't want some bar fucker in the room with me. I want someone who genuinely wants to be part of the experience and my broadcast.
Well, you don't. This is the problem. You don't want to be genuine. You want to be this piece of shit, arrogant prick.
No, that's you. You're using fucking. I'm
because he got his ass locked in jail.
That is genuinely who he is, though.
What's that?
That is genuinely who he is, though.
He's better than that.
I hear you say that, and I'm not trying to talk shit, but like I really don't know why you think that. But I respect that we've got different perspectives and histories with him. So, I hear you. I disagree. We don't have to resolve this because I don't think that we can find a way to resolve the two perspectives on the same thing because we've got different experiences.
Well, the thing is if this is real, this is our shared experience. This is in reality, there's a guy who hosts multi-hour platforms sharing negativity and gossip and blame out into our society and the world every day, pretty consistent about it. And so I'm seeing the world in a state of dismay in that it needs some better leadership. Paul has found himself in a place where he could become a leader of something greater, but he's so fucking focused on himself. And God brings enablers and challengers. Welcome, Tommy.
Yeah, man, can I cut you off there? Because I gave you your whole Paul time to do your thing.
Yeah. Yes,
and like I said, between you, Z, London, you guys are missing the mark here. He is an effing narcissist. And these steady people from a year are culted the fuck up. Like, they don't even see that they're bouncing between the friendship and love brothers and sisters, which is what put that whole thing together. But as soon as money comes in, it's no contracts, entrepreneurials, contracts. This is why you don't do business with family. And I didn't realize you guys were making so business out of what was just supposed to be a jovial get high online. I mean, me and Christos, we sat down, I did LSD and lost my mind. We didn't even charge for it, and I can't even get a copy of it off the I don't know what I said that has that dude so scared to have that public, but I can't even get a copy of
it. He took it offline. I didn't even know it happened, but that's funny. That's interesting. I'd like to see it too.
That's the thing. He even said he was going to get, and I ain't sitting here like raging about that, but I do question. It's like he said he was going to get it to me, and now it's not happening. I'm like, so I
here,
like, dude,
boy, you must
bring this. Can I bring this back to?
Yeah, let's bring it back to the money. Or the friendship brothers.
There, it was actually the event. I mean, Paul's want to manipulate this narrative as though
Christos says he emailed it to you. Sorry.
Well, let me respond to some of the chat because that's why I came up here. Lubass,
why can't I say what I want to say?
You did. That's what I asked if I could have a minute since you had Paul right here in front of you. So let me work some of this chat. Like, guys, you guys made fun of this dude for being short on funds. Paul says he doesn't deserve to get any because he'll just squander it for things Paul wouldn't say he should spend on.
Like weed.
This is just about honor, able between brothers.
Agreed.
We did a thing together. It brought a profit. We split the profit. Now tell me, you guys, show me one person that would be in Jack's situation and think, no, I shouldn't get the money if I need it. And it doesn't matter if he needs it. Is it honor able? Is it response able? They didn't split the cost of lemons and water and cups. It was just get the edibles, show up, let it be organic. And yet all funds go to Paul. And he's been bragging about how fucking well off he is. Hello, if you're so well off, what's giving Jack half his towel stock? His name's in the lights. His phone number was on the screen.
I was gonna say, if he set it up to put on display that people are ankle biting, then there's a clear way around that is to say, I'm not giving you money for being this way, but I'm also not keeping it because that would look improper and like I'm lying about it. I'm donating it. And then you provide a clear trail of possession and distribution of the money to, I don't know, Hawaii Fund or, whatever it is.
You nailed it, Flow State, because I've always said I'm well off. And the day I put that cash app, the day I put that cash symbol in front of my name, it said all proceeds go to Denver Homeless.
Here, let me address a couple myself here, okay? Gorilla Gems, the fundraiser was for the broadcast, not for others' broadcast. Sure, that's fine. And again, I'm fine with just not receiving anything, even though he's been using my name, my face, my image for fucking months. Paul has been using me for content. So yeah, I played along with one event thinking Paul thinks it's a bad thing, but I was thinking that, if we made it through a peaceful conversation and event, maybe if he was chilled the fuck out, maybe we could start a friendship of some sort.
Oh my God, Jack, that's not a contractual thing. It's
I know that's fucking evil, isn't it? Just
it's
evil.
Almost like out of your, I forget what it's called when you become attached to your hostage takers, but you care so much about that dude as he's pulling money out of your back pocket and trashing your name.
Here
it is. I already said that. He ran through 60K in the last few years. Yeah, it doesn't mean shit, Paul. No. Does he not get a paycheck if he works a job? Can his employer be like, Talcott, you ran through 60K. You don't deserve this paycheck for the labor you did.
Paul, you're
fucking narc ass albino baby. Go back to the video, Paul, and pause that part where it said narc logic with the 3 phases of why are my exes so mad at me? They made me cheat on them. My exes are insane. Fucking no ability to self-reflect. Narc albino baby bitch.
What'd you bring up, Flo?
Oh, it's the Mayo Clinic's NPD symptoms. I don't know if you want to go through it or not.
That's the thing, man. Me and the Muslim, cooking, baby. Me and the Satan worshiper, fucking cooking, baby.
Who's the Muslim?
Machine Lies.
Oh, okay.
Here, all right. So this is symptoms of narcissism?
Yeah, narcissistic personality disorder from the Mayo Clinic.
Unreasonably high sense of self-importance, require constant excessive admiration. No, not Paul Unslaved. Well, maybe. Feel they deserve privileges and special treatment. No, not Paul. Expect to be recognized as superior even without achievements.
Illuminati, both God and the devil would rather be me than be you, obviously.
Yeah, make achievements and talents seem bigger than they are. Preoccupied with fantasies about success, power, brilliance, beauty, or dude,
guys,
it's for
if you're not
seeing this
chat, you're culted the fuck up.
Everybody who's all the cult members should pay special attention to this.
be critical of and look down on people they feel are not important. And here, this is the crazy part is Paul's monkeys and followers want to claim it's me, not him. Speaking of,
Jack made us take his money. He's an insane person.
Hey,
We
Tarek,
would give him some money, but he would waste it.
Do you want to further destroy the no credibility that you already don't have? Can we
Look, where is it on the list? Paul, do you not see yourself right now?
This go line for line. Can we go line for line? Comparatively, me and Jack, let's go line for line.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll do it on your channel when you stream next.
Well, goodbye.
I can take this list and drop the clips of you doing it.
Hold on. Actually, share this link, please.
Okay, yeah, I'll put it in the back chat. Or do you want me to put it in the front chat or back chat? I guess it doesn't matter.
I mean, if we can cover it now, it saves me a lot of editing.
Yeah,
I can move on to
we should carry on though, Jack.
Gay Moose, aka Goose.
All right. Because that I would love to go through that with one requirement. You don't get to build the fucking narrative of me.
Well, he will anyways, but he can do it on his own time, right? Like,
hey, amen. You know what? Thank you, Flo. I appreciate that.
We got more bullet points.
This is the thing too. Here's one of Paul's lackeys, promoters. Our country is under serious attack. Yes. So why are dumbasses like Paul starting fights and wasting time?
Smoke screen. Like, was the country under attack when you did a Talcott day? The year that Paul had self-glorified.
Why does Flow State seem so nervous about going line for line, comparing that objective narrative with me and Talcott?
Flow State is
hardly were you inviting me to be part of it?
The guy with grandiose beliefs about saving the world and being a transformational life coach who failed his own assessment? You mean like that kind of
narrative? We've heard that. We've heard that.
Fucking narrative needs to be fixed. You don't give a shit about what is true, but go ahead. Keep believing what the fuck you want.
Start at the top.
Here,
I'll give my presentation line for line, and I'll leave.
Hey,
then you can go about me.
Hey, Jack,
Paul,
let's get him out of here. He's just going to talk over everybody with his gargly shit.
Yeah,
trial.
That's what I was thinking. True. Too.
I don't see how you ever perform in court.
He doesn't. He's full of shit.
I know. That's why he doesn't tell anybody what to do.
About it.
I told Brian O'Shea, I was like, I'll lay out for you how to handle traffic court. Your daddy won't.
Yeah. Where were we? We were here.
Wait, hold on just a moment. These I know I shouldn't give these guys any of my attention, but Jack, you've already built your narrative and it sucks. Why should anyone listen to your wisdom?
You don't have to. That's why
my narrative. Hold on, Tom. My narrative is fucking honest when it comes from me. So if you got a problem with my narrative, fucking take it up with God. Why should anyone listen to my wisdom? Find the truth.
With your narrative,
hey, Tom, would you shut up when I'm trying to talk? Phoenix Joshua Fox, if you're a fool and don't want to listen to what is revealed each day through each moment,
hey Jack,
you're choosing to stay in ignorance.
I got to get out of here. I'm going on Caucasian Sasquatch's channel. It's about me in about half an hour. So do we want to get through these, or
what would you think, brother?
I think I would like to get through the rest of the bullet points real quick.
Let's do it.
All right,
let's do it.
You're at expect special. I think
favors, dude. Expect others to do what they want without questioning them. Every day I see that. And Paul fits every one of these. Take advantage of others to get what they want.
Specifically relevant.
Yep. Have an inability or unwillingness to recognize the needs and feelings of others. He blatantly doesn't give a shit about what others feel or what they think they need. He doesn't care. Be envious of others and believe others envy them. Oh, praise. Yeah, Paul is the victim in most cases, except when he's dominating and oppressing, of course, in his mind. Behave in an arrogant way, brag a lot, come across as conceited, absolutely. Insist on having the best of everything, for instance, the best car or office. That I don't.
That one doesn't really apply to him, but if he had, if I think that it could, if there was any way to insist on it of the people around him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, dude, this is completely Paul.
Yeah.
Impatient and angry when he doesn't get his special recognition or treatment. He's got to come in and take over every room, as he likes to brag about. Have major problems interacting with others, easily feel slighted. He seemed to have a problem with my existence since day one of interacting with him. He definitely reacts with contempt. Rage is, who knows, try to belittle other people to make themselves feel superior. Yep. Have difficulty managing their emotions and behaviors. He says he doesn't, but it's fucking clear. Just like Wizard says, I'm not angry.
I know.
Okay, dude. Experience major problems dealing with stress and adapting to change. Seems extremely unwilling to change, but withdraw or avoid situations in which they might fail. I've questioned him openly. Is he doing self-sabotage? Feel depressed and moody?
I don't know if this one applies or doesn't, but I can say that I have not seen himself risking failure, really.
No. Well, I don't know. That's open to interpretation.
I mean, he failed on Anton when he was trying to talk to Anton, but that could just be, who knows? I don't know. He put himself in a failing situation out the gate, so.
This is it. Yeah, I don't. Secret feelings of insecurity, shame, humiliation, and fear of being exposed as a failure. Only he would know that, but the symptoms of insecurity are obvious. The patterns of behavior that a normal person would bring at least some level of shame or humiliation to. Those behaviors are there.
I'm just scrolling. Those are all the symptoms. These are complications.
Will you guys allow me to Raphael from Ninja Turtles 2 when Ernie Reyes Jr. is trying to pass the ninja test to get into the foot, just as Jack is missing grand slams? I mean, you're nailing the ones you catch, Jack. You're missing a lot of grand slams here. Like, damsel medic, you can kick rocks, you culted woman, because that stands for Paul too. He has no clinical legitimacy to sit there for a year and diagnose everyone as all the fucking things he tries to diagnose everyone.
Well,
I think everybody missed with Rose 777 that his concern with her was, I don't know about this woman that's going from panel to panel, absorbing all the attention and the subject matter of the panel. That's a Pauly game. That's how the Civil War started. Pauly going panel to panel.
Hey, Tom, I'm not hearing a point. And Flo already said he only had a few more minutes and wanted to get through this.
This is how, I don't think you're a narcissist, but whatever you are, this is it. Because I'm sitting here fucking nailing it, and you just feel those feels of me coming at your daddy.
I mean, Tommy, I didn't really hear the point. What was the point or the conclusion? Or
I'm still on those lines of examples and what you guys missed.
But Tom, who cares? He's an ignorant punk who apparently is unwilling to change.
And if I hadn't have showed up, would you be on this tip right now?
Well,
because I could have saved you the past year. This was our first conversation over Snapchat.
Okay. Okay. I really like to move
have a little accountability, Jack. This is how you progress.
Hey, Tom,
I do want to hear what your point was, though. Could you just jump to the point instead of walking us all the way through there? Because I really do got to go in a minute.
Well, then let's just let Jack handle it himself. Jack, the
What
best
is
thing you
your
can do,
point,
the best
Tom?
thing you can do, Jack, is cut the cord, never acknowledge, and you'll be fine. Like, I fight narcissists and pimps because it's my thing. But anybody who is a abuse victim of a narcissist, the best thing you can do is cut ties, never go back.
Good
Mike,
points. All good points.
Okay,
Agreed.
good. Thank you. God bless. I'm sitting here and I'm utterly dismayed, disheartened.
That
I mean, I'm seeing the comments about me. The idiots who say they're here just to kill time till Paul starts, and Paul obviously leading the delusions, but
well, somebody like Paul who spends all of his time online gathering followers will naturally have followers who are this type of person, you know.
Well, here's what I want you to at least consider the fact. You might want to listen to some of the things I'm saying, talking about God, love, world peace, reform. You guys walk away, you can't handle Paul. Sarah, you don't fucking know me, dude. You do not know me. Paul does not know me. The only reason it appears I can't handle Paul is because I've given Paul opportunities to reveal himself as a punk ass coward, which he has. I mean, a punk ass coward would rather complain about the government. I mean, he knows all the corruption, right? Knows all the corruption, all the roles of all the different people, but he doesn't want to do shit about it. He wants to sit online and have people sit around him and listen to him tell the world how good he is. Hey, Paul, pull your head out of your ass. You can do better. And as far as the comparisons to him, you should actually understand what I have experienced, studied, and overcome for myself. I mean, it's because of the bullshit narratives of people like Margot and Paul, many others. Hey, Talcott Clip Collection, I've been trying to be open-minded and undecided about you, but it's obvious you see me as a joke of some sort. Hey, Flo, do you think the idea of trying to make the world better is a joke?
Trying to make the world better? No, I think it's what all of us should be doing all the time. Do I think ending secrets is kind of, if I'm honest?
Okay. So out of all the other things I talk about, turning to God, humbling yourself to the truth, breaking free of the slavery of your habits, actually exercising your own freedom and creating a more generous and prosperous world. So those are the things I talk about. And I know you want to key in on that ending secrets, but
well, I'm trying to be the most conservative in agreeing with you that I can be, intentionally. So I'm not just yes manning you. And while I don't agree with all the topics you just stated, I don't think any of those are stupid talking points. I may not agree with you on all of them in the specifics and how they're executed, but I think that all of them are important things for people to consider or strive for.
Hey,
what
Jason
was
A?
You weren't listening to me. You weren't listening to me, motherfucker.
I actually was, but I'm trying to understand why won't people stand up for me? You want to play the fucking conservative devil's advocate and say, yeah, I understand, but why won't people fucking stand up for me. I don't get it.
I can answer that. It's the context. When you request support like this to prove that you're right. See, the dispute is about the accuracy of something.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so when you request support on the accuracy, that request right there it compromises the validity of my response. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay. It creates a conflict of interest. There's a conflict of interest between supporting the relationship.
I know. When you
I
bring
answered
in
you-
all
look,
of the past,
I
get
answered
it.
you honestly, Jack.
Yep, I know you did. And I know you've been trying to understand, and that's more than most. I appreciate that, and I respect that.
Yeah, and I respect you trying to. I respect you addressing these things at all. Most channels don't do that. I've said before, that's one thing I like about your panels is that you hit on these topics that I find interesting, but for whatever reason, I seem to need a little bit. I need like an external prod to get myself there. So, anyways, on that, I gotta go. Good luck. Be good. London, take care.
Thank you, brother. Have a beautiful afternoon. London, welcome. We do have Paul still on the road, but looks like he's back. How you doing,
going
brother?
on, Jack? Peace. Mic check. How you doing?
Yes, you actually sound very good.
Nice. What did I miss?
Don't know. We've been missing. My words. The message I wanted to share that I started with today was about progress, individual progress, collective progress. The micro is the macro. And I talked about how these comfort zones of comfort, convenience, complacency, they create apathy, they create prisons, they create misery. And these comfort zones and good enough, these characters that we want to play, they're the enemies of success. So a lot of the conversation today did turn to Mr. Paul Unslavia and his character, the characterization of me and some of the past experiences we had. We brought up a diagnosis for narcissistic disorders, which I went through, and Paul fits the majority, if not all of those.
Damn.
But in the meantime, I've got a good chunk of the viewers here, trying to convince me that Paul's a better man than me, and that they're only here for him. So it's like it's fucking. This is nuts, dude.
Well,
I mean, here, this is a guy. Wrap it up. Daddy's going live soon and you'll lose everything. # life coaching. Paul do you get off on the failures of others? I mean, does it make you happy? You like seeing other, that's Paul does. We become like those we surround ourselves with, and Paul has himself surrounded daily on his panel with people without purpose. And Paul likes to compare himself to everybody because the people he sees are the people on his panel. So he makes him feel a lot better than the way he really is. It's fucking delusional, and it's on public display. And I don't get how others are not seeing what I'm seeing.
Well,
I think you do.
I think they do see what you see. They got eyes. We all got eyes. But people just, turn the blind eye to it. So they see the things that we see, but they just turn the blind eye to it. But I mean, how can I put this? I mean, in the eyes of some people, right, I probably can do no wrong. Right. I understand everybody kind of has their little I wouldn't even say cult, I'll say following, people that really admire them and like what they bring to the table. But you gotta have people around you to know when you to let you know when you're doing wrong and saying wrong stuff, I suppose. But I don't know, I don't really see that over there in Paul's corner, to be honest with you. And even though, you know, I had that little madness with him the other day, I still don't even hate the guy. I've never hated him. I've always said you and him was like Beauty and the Beast to some degree, right? I
Hey,
do like the dynamics of you two, but something's got to get sorted out. Something's got to get sorted out before it gets out of hand. Before it gets way out of hand, you know. I still think there's love for both of you there. So yeah, you should sort it out before it gets out of hand.
London, let me address a couple of things, if I may. I used to think similarly that there was kind of a beauty beast dynamic and that maybe things could work out, but I've come to accept I've received the lessons I've needed. Paul offers me nothing of value, and he has offered me nothing of value for quite a while now. There's many examples. So Simple Jack has a good observation. If I can talk with Paul, you'll be able to talk with your world leaders. They have similar challenges. You're absolutely right. I've wondered this in my development and studies of the human ego. And my spirituality, I always look at life as happening for me. So when Paul and others started disrespecting me publicly, not knowing me, not caring about me, not wanting to understand or know or care about me, when Paul and others chose to enter my life publicly, it started challenging me again. See, here, Paul, this is where you've deceived yourself and others. The egoic replaces God in our lives. Okay. And Paul, your ego has replaced God. You think you are the value. You think your mere presence on my panel is somehow beneficial to me, but it's not. You're fucking delusional, dude. You don't bring value to me. You bring insults and disrespect, which just simply reveals your insulting character and your disrespectful nature. So keep lying to yourself, Paul. Keep lying. And this is the part is I am a man who cares deeply, and I had faith in Paul. I pissed off Ian from We Are Awake and several others because I stood up for Paul. Paul doesn't give a shit about what I've done that's good on his behalf, that I've promoted him in his channel in several different places. He doesn't give a shit about anything that people do good. He's a miserable man.
Someone like that you want to stay far away from.
Possibly, but London, honestly, when I first heard Paul and saw what he was standing for, I was like, shit, there's a younger version of me. I used to be angry. I was never, ever as fucking arrogant as he is. I was never that selfish either. But I saw myself in him. I see myself and I see us as one. We are one time, one one experience together. And I saw potential, man. Hey, numbers dropping. God bless you. Greetings to Jack Ann London. Paul is the fraud of all media.
Jeez! Bombocla!
That is. Dude, thank you. That is spot on. The fraud of all media.
Mm-mm. And I didn't even say that.
No.
Wowza.
Hey. God bless. Well, that was just inspirations being shared. And this is what this world is about. What is true?
Damn.
Truth is sometimes offensive. Truth is sometimes funny. But the truth is, brothers and sisters, when I come on here, the core essence, the messages I'm sharing are the same as Paul is. Okay? Different interpretations, different applications, very similar ideals. Okay? Speaking about exercising your freedom to be you. And I'm coming from it from an inner being rather than, tell the world that you're going to be free and carry the weapons to show everybody you're free. And dude, just be free. When we unite, London, I'm telling, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I don't know why Christians can't understand this either, but the way of peace in the future, say Jesus returns and runs the world under God's law, well, that would mean open, transparent sharing of knowledge, right? The truth is what will save us. The truth will free us from our confusion. The truth will free us from our disagreements. We got to find, we don't got to do anything. This lifetime is our opportunity to find a way for secrets and knowledge to no longer be withheld. Secrets should no longer be legal. It's insane that we allow this. I mean, any child, I think any child knows not to lie, but fear of punishment and reward convinced children to start lying. Secrets and lies have literally, I can prove this conclusion. Secrets and lies in our governments has retarded the evolution of our human species. I think we should stop dumbing each other down. What do you think of that conclusion, London? Humans have been retarded in their evolution and growth.
Oh yeah, definitely speaks volumes. I mean, some I feel like even on this metaverse, some people are still doing that to people, still keeping them dumb and bringing them down. Really. So it don't ever stop. It don't ever stop.
It will. We're going to stop it. I mean, honestly, London, this is my goal. My personal goal is to somehow, some way reach platform or reach, conference rooms where we can have some conversations about changing this shit. We're at a time where the truth should no longer be denied, nor withheld, nor manipulated. And if we demand that as citizens, supposedly, this is the test I want to push. I want to see if this is true. If I am an equal citizen in America with supposedly the honor of being a disabled veteran, well, then I should be able to have some sort of conversations with those who represent me. And I'd like to speak on behalf of workers and citizens around the world when I say that it's time for reform. It's time for repentance. It's time for the world to start humbling itself. I don't know. Hey, London, the point is, I believe through the character of Jesus, the record of that, and the teachings, right? He came and presented us all with the truth we could learn. And I believe that was an example for us. As they say, he spoke perfectly. I don't think he exposed the lies of the time, but he revealed the obvious truth regarding God and the love for humanity that God has. I think our role, London, I believe our lifetime, the role I'm trying to play in this incarnation, I want to bring the light to the lies. I want to shine light on the corruption so people stop fucking denying that it exists. So people stop pretending that it can't be changed. I want to expose the lies so that the truth may be shared freely and human beings may become emboldened with life and love and creativity and share their inspirations, share their generosity without fears. Some people say I'm naive.
I mean, you have got people out there that listen to you. I feel like maybe you should open your doors up to the people that is really concerned and really value the things that you say, instead of opening it up to everybody, because not everybody's going to come into your household and take off their shoes, right? They're going to come in there, step all over your couch and your shit, bro, and they're going to act like they love you and shit, and you know full well it's not that. It's not that. I come into your house, I take my shoes off, Jack. I take my shoes off before I come in here.
Brother, that timing of that was just perfect, man. Because, yeah, there's Paul in the house. You're all get me water and shut up, coward. Fuck you, man. Get your lazy ass back out. Go back to the wilderness, you uncivilized hick. Yes, brother. You know, this life, I do still have love, and I wish the best for Paul. I hope he finds his way to greater things. I swear to God, I thought Paul could be an instrument for this, you know? Someone who would be willing to help cooperate and try and help this succeed. He doesn't even want to try, man.
No, you got it wrong though. I think he does want to try, but he wants to play by his rules only. This is one thing I noticed about Paul: is his rules, or there's no gameplay. Right. There's no gameplay, you know. It's funny. It's funny.
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt. You're absolutely right. It's gameplay, but his enablers believe it. So, Lou, for sure you're not a narcissist. Everyone can see it now. Of course the world must listen to Jack and stop fighting, or he may just kill you all. Lou Bass, not once have I talked about killing people. I mean, I know way in the past I played along and made some jokes, and I know others are making jokes and presenting me as though I want genocide. So, Lou, what you just did is you imagined a conclusion, publicly shared your accusation, and you didn't even think.
That sounds like Lou Bass, all right. Definitely sounds like him. Let me address someone in your chat real quick. Where is it gone? Please. How do I play? Sly, if you don't know how I play, then you ain't been watching me enough. You ain't been watching me enough. I play silently. I present my work, and then I sit back and open up the panel, and I sit there very quiet, and I observe and I listen to everything what people are saying. I sit back and listen. Go back and watch my streams. I sit down for like 2 to 3 hours, very quiet, listening to my panel, what they got to say, you know, if they're adding value or not, and then we proceed from there. But I don't do the over talking. I don't do the over talking. That's one thing I don't do. I play different. I play very different, Sly.
You're very, you show a lot of respect, London. Welcome, Tarek. Good to see you, brother. Did you have something to share?
Yeah. I am mine.
Did you have something to share? I thought you said yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. I was trying to get it done. Did Paul leave?
Yes. Well, he was in the chat a few minutes ago, opening up his stream. So if you want to catch him, you know where to find him.
No, it's not about that, Jack. I'm just trying to get you guys to a point where you guys are at peace.
I'd love that.
That's all.
Tarek, I would love that. And anything you can do to encourage him to consider allowing a peaceful conversation, I'm sure we could find some sort of agreements. But my life is more important to me than spending my time listening to some arrogant prick who's never even actually experienced me in real life, listening to some arrogant prick insult me and distort most of the facts about me. You understand why I wouldn't want to do that, Tarek?
No, I do, but here's the thing, Jack. That's what I see. And then I could be wrong, but it's got to a point where you and him are not, like, I would say, you just like can't talk to each other at all, and that's
right.
That's sad.
Tarek.
No,
right.
Again,
Tarek.
Yeah.
It is Paul. Paul is the one who refused to allow a conversation. I simply asked him yesterday. I think it was yesterday. It was recently. Paul, I simply want you to cooperate for a few moments so we can have a conversation. And then he wants to play this ignorant asshole fucking... Tarek, if you want, here's where I'm at. I'm done with Paul. Okay? I've learned what I want from him. He offers me nothing that I find desirable. And he has not offered me anything I find welcoming for quite a while. So since he doesn't care about what I want, and you don't seem to care about what he gives to me that I don't want, go take it up with him, okay? Because I'd love for things to change with Paul and I. I actually think he and I, if we weren't wasting our time talking about each other, I think if we work together, we could share some great fucking philosophies and conversations for the viewers.
Yeah. I mean, I even put in the chat that I think you're a very smart person. And the only thing I see, Jack, is that you and him, it's like, okay,
Tarek,
it has to come to, yeah.
Tarek, I am 100% confident when I tell you this. Paul is the problem. Paul is the problem between Jack and Paul. So please, as I understand, Paul's stream should have been started already. You seem more concerned about him. Feel free to find your way over to him.
No, I'm not. No, really, I swear to God, Jack, it's not about. See, you preach God and everything else, right? It's not about him. It's about all of us. So when I come to your channel and have something to say, it's because I think this is the main problem between you and him. Paul knows he's much smarter than you, and don't take it the wrong way. I'm just telling you what.
Hold on.
Wow.
Tarek, I'm not going to sit here and take the gaslighting.
Let me just finish for.
Hold on.
No. Let me just finish.
In a moment. I'll let you finish in a moment. Phoenix Joshua Fox. This is exactly Paul. You don't see Paul up there literally telling Gorilla Gyms and Talc and Cotflix, do this and get it done. Oh my God, you fucking you guys, you enablers are delusional. Please, back to Tarek's enabling. Go ahead.
No. I see it. Hold on. But let me say something to you. Okay. From his perspective, okay?
He's delusional.
Do you think, I'm asking you that question. Do you think that you are smarter or have more awareness or more knowledge than him? Because this is the issue.
Tarek, here's what I know.
He wants to be the leader.
I know. He's got a God complex. He's got a narcissistic God complex. It's egoism. So who's smarter? Well, we have a different collection of wisdom. Both of us are well studied and we've both increased our vocabularies, and we have understandings in many different fields. The clear distinction that I found between me and Paul is I humble myself to what I don't know. I won't make something up just to make myself look better. And so comparatively, what I have a greater development in is my emotional intelligence.
Okay.
My ability to stay grounded and present and actually know what is happening. Paul has the ability to come over and take over, to dominate and to control. But what he does not do is he does not look back at himself to see what he's doing. I know that for a fact.
Okay. So if you think that way, right? And he thinks that, like I said, he's much more knowledgeable than you and knows a lot about a lot of things. And he does give you credit that you are smart in your areas. So it's not he's like degrading you.
I don't know that I've ever heard him say. I don't know that I've ever heard him say.
I've never heard it. Hey, Jack, is this guy coated up?
Yes, very much so.
There you go.
He's got a great heart, though. Tarek has a great heart, and I see him. He's trying to understand. He's trying to figure out what's real, but
it's just sad that, like, I've been watching you guys for a year, like I told you, and it's been getting worse. And like you said, like, bringing your family and all this stuff like that, and just getting worse, and it's not good. And for you, him, everybody, it's stressing everybody out, and even the viewers. Like, we don't want to see you guys stressed out. We all want good content, but I seem to see, just my opinion, Don't get mad. With all respect, to everybody on the panel. I think Paul has his awareness and knowledge and whatever he's good at above everybody, but I'm not saying he's perfect. And he said he said on his hold on a second. He said on his show that he's also working on some things that he needs to work on. He admitted that. The only thing is
what?
that
what did he admit he's working on?
I swear to God, like 2 days ago.
Besides the property, he's not working on shit, improving himself.
Well, the property is something.
He's working on marketing, whatever.
Well,
I know you've got a high opinion of Paul. Here, I want to.
Where's Paul? I wish Paul can come on right now, but
why?
Maybe we can get.
He's not willing to have a conversation. That's why he's not here.
But
here, hold on. I got to address this because this is a common bullshit of today. And I don't think this was meant to be insulting, but
I'm not.
Gorilla Gems. If you were the man, Cotflix would be dropping more positive stuff, I think. Do you think? Do you think I control what other people do? I mean, this is actually one of the disappointments I've had is that when Cotflix was actually looking at my stuff, I thought he would find what I was saying, what I was actually communicating, but
I don't know, Jack. I think
no. Hey, I guess it's right. I guess, yeah, Gorilla Gems, you and Talcott Clip are right. Jack's just a joke. All my stuff, all my words.
No,
Tarek, this is what Paul wants me to accept too. All my words about God and self-development, improvement, it's all a bunch of bullshit because I don't have someone standing up for me or a testimony or a bank account because I can't satisfy someone else's fucking standards for me. I should be made fun of. Fuck you, Tarek.
No, I don't think. No, hold on. I know. I don't think you should be making fun of anybody. That's not the way to go. Okay. Paul has his way of doing things to trigger people and stuff like that for a reason. But let me tell you one thing though. Like yesterday, I was watching your show for like an hour or so, and the guy that you had on there before Hardcat came on, he was saying, for example, that it's better for the population to die and all that. And then in the same time, you're preaching about God and peace and we want love. And then that does not correlate for me. Like, do you have somebody on the show, like whatever that person's name is, and for him to say that, for you to agree with it or to align with it, that makes anybody like Paul or me think a little bit different about you. It's not about your heart.
Tarek, you're a fucking clown, and I have had enough of this. You're sitting on my platform telling the people who are listening why they should not fucking respect me. Kiss my ass, Tarek. Go back to Paul's platform. And Talcott Clip Collection, you and Gorilla Gems and all you other Paul lackeys, you guys want to treat me like a joke. You think it's funny. I think the fact that there's people suffering today and that people like us are just sitting around playing bullshit grab ass games like, oh, we can't do anything. We can't do anything to help anyone. Bunch of cowards.
Wow. I wondered how long he could last for, actually. You could just hear it in the talk, coated up. You can just hear it in their talk, coated up. What the fuck's got Jack? What have you got yourself into, my man? Give me a nod if you need help. Give me a nod if you need help.
Hello.
All right. Say no more. Got you.
Dude, these people, here's where I see us, London. Okay. And I'm not placing myself above anyone else. I'm the one who's repeatedly telling you, everyone, get the fuck off your pedestal, you know, and get out of your little pity party and recognize we are all the same. Paul's not this daddy who should be fucking worshipped, Tarek. Ooh, my language is really sorry. I'm gonna reel
Hey,
me
let me
back
address
in.
something real quick. Let me address Mr. Unslavia since he wants my attention. London bitch pillow talking again. All right. Listen, why didn't you have nothing to say yesterday, Paul, when you came through? I told you to hit the link, come chill. You didn't have to come and chill, but you could have really said something to me if you really was on this smoke. If you really wanted my attention, you could have said something in my chat, you know, but you decided to address Flow State instead of addressing me. Instead of addressing me, you wanted to address Flow State. So, I mean, what is that really about? You lot are coated up. One brain between a few hundred of you, right? One brain between a few hundred of you. Make that make sense. Hit the link if you really want to talk to me. I notice you're more like a chatter warrior, a Twitter warrior. You understand? I already said I got no problem with you, but if you want to make it a problem, we can go all day. We can go all day. All day. Your whole camp. Box Eater Sly Shy, Fat Boy Lou Bass, Two-Face Janice Christos. Who else you got up in that camp? Lift up that carpet. Let's see those bugs hiding underneath the carpet. Who else? What kind of bugs you got underneath that carpet? Any more stuffed animals I should know about? You fucking roly-poly. Any more? Any more box eaters we should know about?
Here, I really don't want the fight. I really don't want this shit anymore. This makes no sense to me, London. Look at the monkeys and the imbeciles in the chat. Okay? And I recognize those are human beings just like you and me. I've got another one I'll classify with that, and Tarek in the back. And I realize imbecile is an insulting, it's a derogatory term. But let's look at the facts. We are all one. One part, each of us are one little part of the experience of time that all of us are sharing together. Okay, God, the creator of my path, I have personally devoted my time, attention, and energy into trying to understand what is real. Okay? I'm very grounded in my spiritual practices of meditation, of prayer, of study, of service. I know how I live my life. And since my goal is to try and end genocide and oppression, what is the logic behind spending time creating videos to make fun of me? Rather than, hey guys, what's wrong with the idea of trying to end wars? What's wrong with the idea of trying to reveal the truth? What's wrong with this? These fucking people here today, again in the chat, want to sit here and insult me and insult you for being a part of this. It was amazing. Hey, whoa. This is just absolute delusion. Look where your blame is, Gorilla Gems. Jack, you're not using Paul properly. How the fuck do you use someone who will not be used? Even for good things, Paul doesn't want to be used. He's exactly all the criticisms he throws. Yeah, we could have. Had Paul cooperated with me, we could have gotten through by now, I'm sure, to some of the people who I know who have connections to the government, and we could have addressed by now had Paul not played a clown.
Impossible.
Paul chose to play the clown. Paul chose to play the clown in my life. And hey, Paul, again, you're presenting this as though, why don't you understand what I'm saying, God, Paul? God has me on this path to try and help a better world emerge. And Paul's bragging about Paul is a clown. And brothers and sisters, you guys, I've said this before, there's an interesting dynamic that is revealed here on these platforms for those people who want to know, those who are paying attention. There's a choice to be made between a man like Paul and a man like me. I claim to be following the Christ, as does Paul. Paul claims to embody the Christ. Paul claims to be the God of all media, the God of all everybody else's life too. And he thinks he has no flaws, admits to no flaws. You got an echo, brother. This is fascinating.
So this takes my timetable conveniently off my shoulders because I'm going to keep doing what I do steady. But one thing I wish I had finished for today is simply this cut of Paul requesting everybody head on over to Jack and fuck with him. And then when he shows up and Lubass is already here, he goes, Jack, it's not like I told people to show up here.
Right.
That one. They just want to laugh at you, Jack. They just want to take up your time and laugh at you behind your back. And it's not manipulation of the footage, Paul. I just cut stuff for time, but it's as true as it is when it happened.
You guys are.
And admittedly, the only frustration I have with both of you guys and whoever I'm forgetting is that I've been here as long as Jack, and you guys are like, you don't make any sense. Just throw him in the back. Let us talk about how we do it different. And you're not going to contest this. It's like, guys, you're leaving stuff on the table.
Right. Sometimes, Tom, you're so worried about stuff being left on the table, and you just go on and on and on, and it doesn't really have much point.
Video of the historic lion that the National Geographic followed for years, and then they caught him when the other lions are executing him? That's what, the lions had to make it happen then. Okay, they couldn't do a couple hits here and then catch up tomorrow. You had to finish him all at once.
I don't have to do any. I am not living my life for you, Tommy. So
you're projecting that this is about me. I'm actually tired of trying to show
would you please shut up for a moment?
Yeah, I'll shut up for a long fucking time.
I've been patient and kind with Tom, with Paul, Moose, all Special K, all these fucking people, all these fucking people that want to run around and talk shit about me.
I knew there was a slime ball that I forgot. Thank you, Moose. Thank you. Go ahead. I forgot Moose. He's a slime ball. Keep going.
Well, and I'm sitting here watching the chat. I mean, this is just. Maybe I should quit this. I don't fucking need this. Hey, London, let's wrap this up.
No problem. It's been a pleasure. I'll keep in contact, Jack. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
Peace out.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. So, brothers and sisters, today the topic was intended to be helpful and encouraging. And instead, I got to sit here for 2 hours watching insults and assumptions and disrespect thrown at me. Dumbass Paula enslaved and all his fucking lackeys. It's hilarious. See, and I'm in a position, honestly, where I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. Especially with narcissists like Paul who've come into my life. No matter what I do, I've got disrespectful bitches running around talking things about me. He doesn't want to compete with Paul. Hey, why should we, NJ? This is the stupidity. I've offered to stop my channel to just focus on, hey, let's build proper instruction motivates people. Let's start creating some fucking value. NJ, you are a gaslighting. You know what? Holy shit, man. All of these ignorant fools. Paul must have encouraged his viewers. Go fuck with Jack. Go bring him negativity. Holy shit. You guys are fucking unbelievable. Yeah, here's a great representative. The clown of a man who calls himself a comedian, sleeps in his car and spends time gaslighting, enabling, gossiping, complaining, and gambling. The world famous Brian O'Shea. What's he got to offer today?
Jack, I wanted to come with hat in hand and say, let me get my microphone better. Jack, I wanted to come with hat in hand and say that, I've been watching a little bit of this, and I don't know, man. I might be turning a corner, thinking you might be onto something. I can't be sure. I got my guard up a little bit, but I don't know, dude. I mean, these people treat me like shit. I don't know, dude. I go back and forth with you, dude. It's weird. What do you think? Sorry, get this shit set up.
What do you think God wants us to do? You think God wants us to get on here and fucking insult each other, call each other names, bitch and complain, call each other infidels, and promote suck my dick in public? You think those things are great things for our society?
Fucking terrible, Jack. It's fucking terrible. We're dealing with slavery, and I just vacillate. I go from one extreme to the other. And, with your gentle, calming voice, I don't know. Sometimes I fucking hate you. It's like even, 2 minutes from now, I could be like, oh, you're wrong, Jack. You suck. You cycle. And I see it.
Is that true, or is that what I'm accused of? Because I know you hear me accused of many things. You hear many narratives from that punk Paul.
Right.
So I know many things have been said about me, but Brian, I was honest, and I am honest. Actually, what's her name? Special K was down in the chat. If she's still available, I'm offering both of you. I have offered to work with many people. Tell you what, Brian, no one has been willing to share 90 minutes to see what they could learn from me. But Special K has been used as an example of my coaching failures, right? Because she wanted to misrepresent what was actually going on. And then Moose did the same bullshit with me. He never actually allowed us a time for me to try and help them. So, Brian, you're a man who gambles. 90 minutes of your time would be the only risk.
I thought you'd only need about 3 minutes. You know what I mean? 90 minutes. I don't know if you could.
Well, the idea would be to help you gain clarity between the past, present, and a focus on a future. Some action steps for you to take forward to improve your life.
Does it have to be in private, or can we do it in public, like on my stream or something? Your stream.
I'm open to whatever. I'd recommend the private because when we discuss your past and the requirement to be honest, most people aren't willing to be honest and open publicly. And so I respect people's privacy. And I honestly, I don't feel I need details of past events or specificity. I just need generic ideas of what the hang-up is. But the other reason I might suggest doing it privately is because when you come to terms with what is true, there can be emotions that have been hidden that come out. And sometimes, you know, it's easier to process our emotions in a safe place where it's private. That's the only reason. But out of respect
now
for you,
it's kicking up again, dude. You know how I said it's vacillating, Jack? Now the anger is kicking back up towards you, man. You got my man here, you know what I mean? My anger's kicking back up again, Jack. It's like, why you gotta be such a fake, dude? You know what I mean?
such a nice guy, consistently giving, consistently forgiving, consistently kind. Why am I like that? It's intentional.
I don't know, man. Like that Jackstown thing, dude. It seems so real to me.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful? Dude. Complete contraindication, completely contrary to my clear intentions and purpose, but because of someone else's humor, Brian's holding more, you know, that might be real, man. Fuck, I'm confused. Huh. Well.
Right. So go ahead. Go back.
Propaganda works. And when people don't respect the truth, they just laugh at it, manipulate it.
Wrap it up, Jack. You've embarrassed yourself enough for one day. I'm going live.
I don't care what you do. Go live your life. Go live your life. You're not part of mine until you fucking change.
I'm taking my broadcast and panel back. You don't deserve.
All right. Goodbye. You're not going to sit here and fucking glorify and promote it. Apparently Paul's starting up. So Brian, you may want to get over there so you can get a close seat to lick the boot.
Ah, Jack. Jack.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
I respect and I will honor your honesty. I think you're being honest and genuine with me. You've got some uncertainty, some resistance, but I want you to recognize this is real. I'm not playing a fucking character.
But I'm back on the I vacillated. I swung again, dude. It's 2 minutes and I'm way on the other side again where I think you're like a dangerous person if you don't change and accept some of your flaws, dude. Some of your personality.
Brian, that is you. That is you. It's coming from within you. Your accusations reveal your insecurities. You're projecting this shit onto me. I've seen you, Brian. You're at a point of growth and transition, and you could make a lot of great choices, or you can make a lot of the same old choices, Brian. But only you can find your blind spots. I'm offering an opportunity to be an honest reflection of you, a man who has a broad study, right? Because of my broad studies and different perspectives of knowledge, I'm pretty good at brainstorming ideas. I can be pretty creative.
Jack, it's not going to end well, dude.
The egoic mind never does end well. That's the whole point of spirituality.
Oh my God, dude. That fucking laugh, bro.
You weren't expecting that. You weren't expecting that response. Either was I. The ego never does end well. It must be overcome. The ego will be either overcome in the physical, well, it will be overcome in the physical death, but we have the option of overcoming the ego with a spiritual death.
All right, wrap it up, Jack. You going on Paul's panel later?
Fuck no.
Never again, ever?
Well, there's nothing for me there. I get insulted and disrespected. He allows anyone who wants to come on and talk shit about me, people who've never even fucking met me, never even spoken with me, go on Paul's panel and talk shit about me. And Paul just allows it. So fuck that. Why would I go to that place of toxicity and negativity, Brian?
You ever going to talk to him again?
The future is in his hands. If he wants to be part of my future, he knows what he needs to do.
All right, Jack, I'm going to get going. But I don't know, dude.
I know life brings us challenges, but you know what, Brian? Every day is a new fucking adventure. And I don't carry the past with me. I bring the knowledge. I learn, I pay attention. I see what others are saying, what others are doing. And that becomes my confidence because I know. But I also know there's a lot I don't know. The point is, I get up every day. What am I going to do? Because today is a day for me to improve me. Today's a day for me to try and offer myself, my resources, my time, my energy, my attention to try and helping others. And I'm willing to help anyone who cares.
All right, Jack, I got to go, man.
Respect. Thank you, Brian.
All right, I'll see you later, Jack.
Much love. God bless. What an interesting stream. I'm recognizing even in myself the variety of emotions I felt. Frustration, disappointment. There is an absolute disappointment, but Brian showed up, and while I started out a little harsh with him, he showed me what I felt was humanity. And I respect that, Brian. Thank you for doing that. And, you know, brothers and sisters, I think I'll be respectful to the rest of you as well for the rest of your day, your time. Those who may tune in at a later date, thank you for doing so. Please, I do have great hopes for the future. YouTube, social media, my other links are available in the description, but social media and YouTube are just a tool. They're a tool for us to connect, to share ideas, to share information, inspiration, encouragement, and hopefully some support. Right? We've got the technology to connect us all, brothers and sisters, all around the world. We can overcome the past. We can overcome the resistance of today. We can overcome our excuses. We can focus on the progress that we have achieved. I don't know about you, but I know I've been through a lot. I know history reveals mankind as a whole has been through a lot. We are a piece of work that's ever continuing. So don't lose sight of where you want to be, what you want to become, and make sure you have something. Find something within you that you want, that gives you reason for life, that gives you a reason to put up with this bullshit, the crap that world can bring at you, the insanity from other people. If you don't have a purpose within you, something you want to achieve, man, those people can get to you. Those situations can make you feel pretty broken. But our why, the why within me is to help the why within you succeed, because I want our whys, the reasons we're here, are to make a better world together. And I want a better world for all of us. So if you think I can be of support to you with time, attention, and perspectives, helping to overcome past patterns of behavior or thought, limiting beliefs. If you want clarity and finding a direction for your time for the future, please reach out to me. We're going to make a better world when we come together, and I'm focused on progress, always progress. There's no result. The result will be determined when I'm done. And I ain't done, brothers and sisters. I'm just getting started, and I want you to get started too on a better world for you. It starts with love, and it starts right now. Thank you all again. Choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear.